Have you ever felt like you're running on autopilot? You're pushing at full speed, day after day, but then you realize you've never truly lived. You're so busy putting out fires and solving problems, you forget what you really want, what you really need, and even who you really are. But what if I told you there's a simple yet powerful practice that could change everything? It's called the pause. When you feel overwhelmed, take a deep breath. Pause. When you feel anxious, take a moment to pause. When you feel like giving up, pause. It's in these moments of stillness that you find clarity, focus, and peace. The world will keep spinning whether you're here or not. So take a step back and ask yourself, is this really necessary? Can I just hit pause on this? Because when you hit pause on the noise, you start to hear yourself again. And that's where the real magic happens. You start to remember who you are and what you want. You ever wonder why, even though we're surrounded by so much noise, information, and distractions, most of us still feel deeply unhappy and disconnected? We live in an age where connection never stops. The moment you open your eyes in the morning, your phone is already buzzing. Social media, emails, unexpected calls, all fighting for your attention. And society celebrates this hustle culture. The busier you are, the more successful you must be. But here's the truth. The human brain was never designed to run 24/7. When we're constantly bombarded with information, we become anxious, unfocused, and overwhelmed. Ironically, the busier we get, the more empty we feel inside. So what's the solution? How do we find peace and contentment in such a chaotic world? It starts with one simple step: taking a break. When you give yourself permission to disconnect, to step away from the constant noise, that's when the real magic happens. You start to feel present, grounded, and at peace. And if you're wondering how to do that effectively, I've got some simple but powerful tips to share with you. So, what does it mean to pause? It's not laziness, it's not procrastination. Pausing is an intentional act. It's stepping away from the noise to observe, to reflect, and to reconnect with yourself. It's hitting the reset button on your mind. And you can start with the simplest things. Just 5 minutes of silence, eyes closed, breathing deeply. A slow walk, no headphones, no phone, just listening to the sound of your footsteps. Or a quick journal entry, writing down whatever comes to mind, no rules. Here's the magic. In those moments when it feels like you're doing nothing, your mind is actually working at its best. You're giving yourself the space to think, to feel, to process, and that's where the real work happens. So don't feel guilty about pausing. In fact, celebrate it. Give yourself a pat on the back for taking the time to reset and recharge, because when you come back to the things that you were doing, you'll be more focused, more productive, and more engaged. When you pause, amazing things happen in your brain. Science shows that when you take a break, your brain switches into something called the default mode network. That's when your brain starts to reflect on yourself, your past, your future, your life. Your memories strengthen, creative connections spark, and physically, just a few minutes of stillness can lower stress hormones, slow your heart rate, and even improve your sleep. So, taking a pause is not just good for your mental health, it makes you smarter, more creative, and healthier. It's science. It's nature's way of helping you thrive. So many of us have been trained to push through, to keep going, to hustle. But what if we could use these moments of pause, these moments of stillness to our advantage? What if we could train ourselves to be smarter, more creative, and healthier by simply taking a few deep breaths? You don't need to quit your job and move to the mountains to find peace. You can start right here in your everyday life. For example, before a meeting, take 60 seconds. Close your eyes, breathe deeply. When you open your eyes, you'll feel more focused and calm. Every couple of hours, turn off your phone for 10 minutes. This can be your mini digital detox. At night, write down 3 things you learned today and 1 thing you want to do better tomorrow. You don't have to be super ambitious. You don't have to change your entire life. Small steps, but if you do them consistently, They can transform the way you live and work. The real magic isn't in pausing once. It's in making it a habit. When you do, you'll notice that you recover faster when life throws you curveballs. You'll stay calm in moments of stress. You'll stop reacting to everything and start choosing your response. Pausing doesn't steal your time. It actually gives your time back because instead of just existing, you finally begin to live. I can't tell you how many times I've messed up in my life by not pausing. By not taking a beat to think before I spoke or acted, I would just jump into things. I would make decisions so fast without thinking about them. And then I would regret it later. So, what's the point of this video? Just to tell you to pause more often? No. If that was the case, I would have done a better job of it myself. But the truth is, I still struggle with this every day. But when I do pause and I do think before I speak or act, I notice these three things happen. First, I recover faster. When life gives me a challenge, I don't get overwhelmed. I don't get stressed out. I just take a deep breath and I think about what I'm going to do next. Second, I stay calm in moments of stress. When things are going wrong and everyone is freaking out, I'm the only one who's like, it's okay. Let's just take a step back and figure this out. Third, I stop reacting and start choosing. When someone says or does something that pisses me off, I don't have to sit there and be like, why are they doing this? What's their problem? Instead, I can choose to respond in a way that's helpful and kind. In a world that's always rushing, the greatest power isn't running faster. It's knowing when to stop. That quiet moment is where you find yourself again, where you recharge, where you reconnect with what truly matters. So try it today. Take just 5 minutes of stillness, and you'll realize that in that stillness you are actually more powerful than everyone who's rushing around you. You see, the truth is, we're all terminally tech fatigued. We're all stressed out from the constant pressure to perform, to achieve, to hustle. But here's the thing, when you take a step back and you just observe, that's when you get your power back. That's when you can actually think clearly, make better decisions, be more effective in what you do. So take 5 minutes today. Just close your eyes, breathe deeply and slowly, and just be. And you'll find that that moment of stillness is actually a superpower. It will help you to recharge, refocus, and be more productive. It will help you to be more present and more engaged in every aspect of your life.